Hi there, it's Mark Postles here, and wanted to spend a few minutes here with you today addressing the associate practice, and particularly a profitable associate practice. And so, there's I think four key steps in order to create this. I think that when we look at the way that associate practices function, there's key elements there that are real drivers. So I just want to summarize those with you today. And if there's any comments that you have on this, then just put them into the conversation area here. And let's just drill this one down, because the problem is that I see is that associates are not necessarily doing what you can do. Associates aren't able to duplicate sufficiently a practice in order to replicate it. And the problem doesn't necessarily lie with the associate. The problem lies with you, the principal. We're speaking to principals here. And so let's have a look at some of just the key things that can happen here, because I think these four elements can certainly change your business. And let's refer to them as the four Ps, just for one of a alliteration on this one. And we see this happening time and time again, where when we can assist a practice in turning these around, then the practice really starts to soar. And as a person comes to mind who we've worked with over a number of years, from the time that he was an associate in a disgruntled position, looking at exiting and setting up his own practice, and how that's evolved through from an associate to single doctor practice, and Brendan went on to create a team that came with him, or that he attracted into that practice. And so a couple of CAs who were really on board, and they started to grow, and that led to him identifying his purpose and his plan, and the parameters and the goals and the deadlines and the rules and the culture of the practice developed into where it now could be duplicated by others. And so bringing in an associate and then two associates and so forth. So that, and that's resulted in strong practice growth and significant financial benefits along the way. And so that's evolving the practice from a hobby through into a business, and there's huge benefits that come with that, obviously, in terms of being able to then support the local community, to support the profession, and to grow one's business. So I want to maybe just jump in here and have a look at these elements, and we'll just whip over here to a platform where we can draw it. And within that, then, we have these four elements at play. The first one being that we must be attractive. We must be attractive to the client, but we also must be attractive to the associate and our team. And so that attraction there comes around the purpose. So the purpose of the practice, what it stands for, is critical. We must be able to identify what we stand, what our brand is, and that will then be attractive to the associate or not. But that's a filter, and it's a way of making sure that you get your practice sorted so that others recognize it, with either competing, conflicting, or the desirable ones is aligned values. So there's nothing worse than having an associate coming in whose values aren't aligned, but your values haven't been strong enough or well enough identified to let them know that they're not aligned. And so the self-deselection doesn't happen, and that then leads to a deselection process that has to happen by default or by realization down the track, which is always a lot harder. So bringing in an associate into a practice that has a really highly defined purpose is critical here. So making sure that you've got that really, really quite clear, and it's a non-negotiable. These are the core values. This is the values that we stand by, and this is this part of our practice that is our why. It's why we exist, and what we're here to do. It's our mission. It's our beliefs, and it's our cause. So that's the energy around this element here. So it's getting the purpose really straight and nice and clear. So then it's very transparent and it's simple to work within. And then the next level would be the principles, right? So the principles are, when we've taken the purpose and dissected that down, we have a certain set of principles that we operate with. And this is in a series of organized structures, procedures, policies, and so forth that allow for the practice to be the autonomous situation. So in other words, it's no longer dependent on the conceiver of the ideas and maybe the driver of the purpose, which could well be you or the principle of the practice, that it's now the principles of that operation, and they're rolled out over time. They become significantly more involved and simplified at the same time, and more elegant as we create more order in the practice. Now, what this does is nurture, and it nurtures the associates. So it allows the associates to feel safe because everything's predictable. There's policies in there that are predictable, that things happen at the right time, the right way. There's no guesswork. When we operate just out of purpose and we don't have the principles all set in place, then it becomes rather chaotic and at the whim of the individual. So got to make sure that this then is a nurturing situation that we create in our business, and that then allows us to have a certain process. And what we find is that the associates really resonate with process. So the associate will be attracted in by the purpose, will feel comfortable and want to stay there because of the order and the structure of the principles and the application of that. And then they will deliver really well when they have a process to follow. And this is it's a linear phenomena. They've got to have a structure, and it's not about, just do your best technique. No, do this process of technique, do this protocol. These are the indicators, these are the contraindicators, these are the steps you take. This is the process for education. This is a step-by-step, visit by visit, or stage by stage. It's not always visit by visit. It could definitely be the stages instead. But this is what's needed for this person at this point in time in their evolution within your business, within the practice. So that then allows the incoming associate to be driven by the system that's based on the purpose. It's based on the why. It's got the principles inherent within it, and then it allows them to roll it out in a way in which they and you and the team can profit. And profit's an important part of this. It's about making sure that we take out the energy or the return on the energy that we put in. And often we tend to sacrifice profit. So there's a whole big discussion relative to this, but it's important in order for us to expand that we're profitable. In order for us to have impact and contribution to society, we must be profitable. And so creating a situation where the associate is in a state of profit, and that profit should come early. So there's ways to do that. We go into a lot of depth in that in our coaching programs, as to how to create that from the beginning, and so that there's a profit that it comes not just in satisfaction of the process, which is critical, not just because the principles are guiding things in a profitable direction, and not because the big idea is just the massive, great, big wow, which it should be, and it definitely can be, but because there's principles of sound economics and structure put into the business aspect for the associate. So the associate then is not just coming in to be just an associate. The associate is coming into your business, into your practice, to run their business, and so they come in as a business person to be running a business within the business that you've set up. So anyway, that's the benefits of this. It's if you can flow it from this perspective of these 4 Ps, it allows you then to scale the business without limits. I mean, there's absolutely no limits to this, as long as you can get the fundamentals right. So if you're keen on taking your practice into this business model and you want to do it through this integrated view of existence, which incidentally is, and probably if you're familiar with the Innate Model, this is represented by the human brain, and a practice and a business, an organization, associations that will all work based on the function of the human brain. That's the way we experience our world. So anyway, more of that later, but this is the model that will allow you to get there and put profit into the associate endeavor for all. So anyway, if you're keen on looking further into this, just PM me and I can have a chat with you, and we'll just put interested in associates being profitable in the comments, and I'll get back with you. So we can have a chat if that is where you're at this point in time. So thanks for joining us on this short little expose of a journey that associates can take within your practice to get much more out of life and out of their business, and likewise contribute to your business. So cheers, bye.